Yo, what's good? It's your boy E. Enough's enough, man. Like, I mean it. Like, enough's enough. The disrespect has got to stop, man. I'm seeing it everywhere. Who's hotter? Who's got the most clout? Who's better? Who's got the juice? Look, when we talking about Pressa and Killy, it's like impossible. It's impossible. It's unfair and impossible to compare the two. And Killy's music is fire. Yes, I agree. But to compare him to Pressa, who's been out for over 2 years now, and who has a catalog of music, a mixtape, numerous singles and videos out, features, and one is independent. Pressa's independent, Killy is not. I know a lot of you guys want to believe he's independent right now, you know what I mean, because you don't know, because he hasn't announced it. And that's the way a lot of things are being done now. We see that in the industry. If you watch Everyday Struggle, if you go on the DJ Academics page, you'll see these guys like Lil Pump, all these Lils, and all these rappers. Or NBA Youngboy's been signed, 21 Savage been signed, P&B Rock been signed. So a lot of these guys have been signed, but the labels will tell you to keep it on the hush because they'd rather you look like you're coming up, so more people will gravitate towards your story. So fortunately for him, but unfortunately for you guys who want to compare Pressa to Killy, it's not fair. You can't even do it. Like, Killy signed to Universal. Universal is one of the biggest and longest companies that's been around in the music industry. I think Universal might even own Sony. Like, Universal is the top dog when we talking music labels. So he signed already. So when we talk about the term industry plant, an industry plant is an artist who has a major or indie label back in their movement, but presents themselves as an artist who's independent. You know what I mean? So you think that, oh, he's getting all this buzz, he's doing this because he's working. Nah, there's thousands of dollars being put in toward this person's branding and marketing. And that's not bad. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing for him to be signed. That's great. In the future, Killy may be bigger than Pressa ever may be because he can be in the States. He's signed. He's got the backing. He's more marketable, being that he's not black. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that work in his favor that are great, and that is not his fault. But what I'm saying is, when you guys want to compare two people, it's like it's impossible. Pressa been working, grinding. We've all seen it happen. And you guys, I want everybody that's listening to this video to really think back. When's the first time I saw Killy? Did you just one day randomly just see Distance all over everywhere on YouTube with millions of views? Or did you just hear it on Rap Caviar on your Spotify playlist? Or he's been in all these other Apple Music playlists? When have you ever seen an artist from Toronto? Like, really think about it. Toronto is as good as the music that's been coming out, just randomly put out a song. Like, even Pressa got a cosign from Robin Banks for him to start up and get a fan base. When have you ever seen an artist from Toronto just pop up, drop a video, and he just takes off like that? We never have, and we never will. Only way it's going to happen is with industry backing. It's the same thing that the industry is wondering with Chance the Rapper right now. How everybody's like, Chance comes out, sells all these mixtapes, gets a deal with Apple, 500,000, does all this, and he's independent. People are going to question that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are saying he's signed. We see the same thing with Lil Pump. He's dropping an album right now, and he's been signed to Universal. Like, this is something that's been going on, and it's nothing wrong with it. But when you want to compare Killy to Pressa, it's unfair, and it's not even right, especially when he doesn't even have the bodies of work of music. And his music is great. I'm not taking away from it. The energy is crazy. Him and Pressa have sometimes similar type of vibes on their music, but you can't even judge Killy because there's not that much content, and that's just being real. So for you to say he's hotter than Pressa or whatever, but to say he put in more work than Pressa or Killy, like I seen on the comments on 6Buzz, people are like, oh, Pressa did Killy did this, and Killy dropped 2-3 songs and he took over Pressa's buzz. Like, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? It never has, never will. Sometimes there are organic situations, but this is not one of those. He's definitely an industry plant. You know what I mean? I'm sure later on we'll find out he's signed to Universal, but more power to him. Salute to Killy, man. He's putting on for the city. I'm not hating. I'm not knocking any of that. But when you compare him to Pressa's somebody special, man. We gotta appreciate Pressa, because if he's somebody that couldn't travel across the border to the States and market his music, but he found a way to make it happen, found a way to bring platforms to him, like being on Vlad, Noisy, Vice, going to UK, doing different things that we've never seen before independently. And that's the game plan, and that's the blueprint. Everybody get a TuneCore, eat off your music on Apple Music, eat off your YouTube, and find a way to create revenue for yourself as an independent artist. Because if you have a record and shit, labels won't even invest in you. And maybe if you're black or something, Killy's very marketable. He's Asian. He's fucking with the drugs. He's got that downtown dressing vibe, like hipster shit. So it works, and the music is fire. That's what it all starts from. But when you want to compare Killy to Pressa, it's just impossible, man. Two different stories, two different lanes, and two different machines behind them. You know what I mean? But that's just my take on it, man. You guys can think whatever you want to think. Say somebody's got the juice and somebody's got that. But if we're realistically talking, man, if you want, because when we talk about the hottest rapper in Toronto, we could always just say Drake. But whenever niggas want to say that, they'll be like, oh, Drake made it already. Well, once you're signed to me, you basically kind of made it. Like, you got the backing. Now it's on you to do the work. So my take on it is they can't be compared. You know what I mean? One is independent. One has a major label backing them, man. That's just millions of dollars versus thousands, or thousands of dollars versus hundreds, or however you want to put it. You know what I mean? One's doing the footwork, and one has a whole team, and that is nothing to Killy. No shot to him. A lot of artists' goals are to be signed, but for those comparing, you can't compare. If you want to say Killy's music's better, that's subjective. That's cool. That's based on how you feel and what music does for you. But comparing them is impossible and unfair. Like and just the fact that Pressa is even keeping up with somebody on a label, man, shows the work he's done and how hot he is in the city, man. In Toronto, personally, I would feel Pressa is more known to people than Killy is. But on the internet, obviously, Killy's king. Like, he's been on No Jumper. He's been on all these platforms because of the music he's been doing on the internet, whether it's 4 or 5 songs only, you know what I mean? But, man, I love the conversation. At the end of the day, man, I love that we actually are in a position that our rappers are so good that we have numerous rappers we can compare to, and they're buzzing throughout the world. So it's a great situation for Toronto to be in, man. More power to Killy, more power to Pressa. I hope they both become as big as they want to be. Yeah, it's your boy E.